Leicester City 0, Manchester United 3, back-to-back wins for Manchester United in all competitions, 4 unbeaten in a row in the Premier League, and suddenly we go into an international break with things not too bad. Manchester United up to 13th in the Premier League. It's not perfect, it's not ideal, but certainly the last 2 games, that's 7 goals scored, 1 goal conceded. Maybe the big negative coming out this evening would be that Aiden Heavens injured, which is a bit frustrating, isn't it? But overall, can't really complain too much. I mean, I'm sure we'll all try and find a way, but it's okay. I mean, when it comes to safety in the Premier League, not that that was really up for much discussion. Manchester United all but safe now when it comes to being on 37 points. Goals from the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund, Alejandro Garnacho. In the case of Garnacho and Højlund, breaking a bit of a goal drought for them too. And then Bruno Fernandes doing what Bruno Fernandes does. That is score goals, create goals, be involved in everything. And once again, with how poor we've been this season, I know Leicester are the second worst side in the league. But if you said before the match, 3-0, I'd go, thank you very much. Yes, I'll have that, because it has not been that calm and relaxed for us all season. And that's, to be honest, maybe a couple of hairy moments here and there. It's probably one of the more in-control games that we've had too, in the Premier League, certainly. And a nice continuation on from what we had in midweek as well. So lovely stuff indeed. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. This is the full-time view where members can call in and have their say. If you do wish to become a member, you can do so. Links in the video description. It's also pinned in the chat, or you can just click the join button and you can join the UB members. You get your badges, your emojis, and your exclusive members only content. I can see people already in the chat discussing the game, getting involved with the game. I can see Starlord there says, let's go. Realistic Red says, we are staying up. We're not getting relegated. Red Devils 99 says, done okay. Where is the judge, actually? He's right here.
Done okay.
Yeah, done okay. Indeed. And JJ using one of the OWEN emojis in the chat. That's what you get. Another perk of being a member. There's loads of them. There's loads of them indeed. Let's get to a quick 100 likes. Already got close to 400 people watching late on a Sunday evening. A good way to end the week. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Let's get straight to the calls this evening, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of reaction. Let's start off with Dan. Dan, 3-0, back-to-back wins in all competitions. Things aren't too bad at the moment, are they?
Unbelievable, Owen. How are you doing for a start? You okay?
I'm doing good. I've actually enjoyed watching 2 United games in a row. It's rare this season. I tell you what, makes a change.
Pinching myself.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, the last time we spoke, sentiment was at a massive low. We were, because I've not been able to get on the full-time view for a good few weeks now. I've just been busy. And we were like, sell them all and etc. And I was trying to say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's going to come good. It'll come good. We've been playing, and we've been playing fantastic. This game in particular was like, you can see it. You can see where it's going. And it's, I think I said last time, just need to plug the goals at the back. And we have done. We're not conceding that many. We're holding the fort versus Arsenal. And you might get the haters saying, "Oh, Arsenal, they can't score, you can't hit Cal's backside of a banjo and all that." But you still got to do it, and you can always make up excuses on why the opponents aren't there. And we've gone and smashed Leicester today. Leicester have been licking the lips at it. They're in a dogfight, relegation battle. It's that time of year, and they'll be sniffing blood. They'll be thinking, "Man United, they ain't all that. We're gonna bring them to the King Power. We'll turn them over." They'd have been up for that today, and we've turned them over good time. So
yeah, absolutely turned them over good time. And like you say, last couple of games, have you noticed that maybe the players starting to get a bit more familiar with Ruben Amorim's system? Like the first time we kind of spoke about in the match view, didn't really do the horseshoe passing around the back, playing the ball forward a little bit more. It feels a bit more attacking, doesn't it?
It does. Do you know what I think personally has turned it around? And this was, again, last time we came on, it was when he was just starting to do it. Dropping Bruno deeper. I think it's unlocked Bruno big time. And I know that when Casemiro came on, he kind of took a bit of more of a forward role again. But a lot of the game, he was a little bit deeper, and it's just unlocked him massively. I did actually, just to divert slightly. Obviously, it's been so controversial, Bruno. super polarized. Some of the fans saying he's garbage. Some of the fans, and I'll be honest with you, I was a questioner of Bruno. I thought he should have held the bench a little bit more than he did, and he didn't. So I looked at a few of the stats, and he's been incredibly consistent from the day he's joined the club. And the haters and the lovers of him, believe it or not, as contradictory as they are, both of them are right. His chance creation has been incredibly consistent every single season he's been at the club, but his dispossessing stats has been exactly the same all the way through the club. He's been phenomenally consistent. The only thing that's changed about his performances is the style of play. Since Ten Hag came in, he just wasn't the same player as he was under Ali. And I think it was just the system, and no one's tried dropping him deeper apart from Amorim. And, because the stats on Bruno, he like it or not, he gives the ball away. For every chance he creates, he gives the ball away between 6 and 8 times for every season he's played for Man United. But when he's in the right system, it doesn't matter if he gives it away 6 times, because his contribution to the team so much more than his detriment that it doesn't matter. He's banging goals, and he can afford to give the ball away 6 times if he's deep enough, so that him giving it away doesn't cause us to get countered. And when we were under Solskjaer just pegged us back and played low block counter attack. So he could give the ball away 6 times under Solskjaer and still be a massive plus to the team, because we didn't get counted every time we gave it away, because we played so deep with Maguire and Fred and McTominay, sugarcoating him a little bit and protecting him. Now that he's dropped deep, he's fantastic. A totally different player. Transformed the team.
Absolutely.
Undroppable again. Like today, he was phenomenal. There's no one, whether you're a hater or a lover, there's no one that can look at that performance today and say he wasn't amazing.
No, it's true. And also as well, we have Højlund and Garnacho get goals after lengthy droughts. Is that going to be a spark for them, or is it still a wait to see with those two?
Well, Højlund finished today. I couldn't help but think, flipping, it looked like Alan Shearer. It looked like Prime Shearer, that finish, when he went. I don't want to get too excited. It was just one goal. But brilliant. I hope he builds from it. Garnacho, again, would have a travesty if we'd have sold him. It would have been a travesty if we'd have sold him. I think he's going to be a great player for us. Then we've got the likes of Aiden Heaven. It's so sad. He was having such a good game.
Yeah.
It was even good to see Amas come on at the end. We're going to struggle with money over the next few transfer windows. So to see these guys coming through, really positive, really, really positive. And I'm looking forward to us playing Forest and City over the next few games, because they might turn us over. You can't get too excited just yet, but you've got to build on the positives. You've got to start somewhere. And what we've seen in the last few weeks, even Sociedad midweek, we're putting goals in, and we conceded a goal. It was a penalty. Okay, fine, it's going to happen. But we're plugging that gap. And if we can continue to keep it to 1 and less a game, get the average down closer to 1 of goals conceded, we'll be there or thereabouts. Honestly, we'll be top. I know you were saying on the game 7 points from top 10 and all that, but this season's cooked a little bit, but we're not getting relegated. And let's just get a base, let's get a foundation, and I think it's something to build off next year. Hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully, indeed. Big up, Dan. Appreciate you calling in. As always, great way to start the show. A couple of member chats and super chats already. Starlord's been a member for 33 months. I think Starlord I think he was the first member. Because I remember that day setting up. It was Starlord, or it might have been someone else, but Starlord, Riri, I think they're close. They're close to being the first member. Says we need to stick with Amorim, even if it's not great next season. We need to have patience. I really think we can win big under Amorim after 3 seasons. I appreciate 33 months of support. Member, moderator, Starlord. Look at that. And Ken says, Bruno Mars, out of this world. Big up, Ken, for the super chat. $10 super chat. And we are nearly at 100 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. Let's see if we can get to a quick 100. Where should we go next? Let's go to, I think it's time for some pillow talk. Amanor, talk to me. A victory this evening, 3-0, 4-1 on Thursday. Does it feel strange to be talking about so many Man United wins?
It feels strange that that I'm not nearby a pillow. I have to be honest. So
yes, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I've got to moderate myself. I've got mods in the chat. I don't want to be got to be careful.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
no,
yes.
but honestly, on a it's just so for me. It's such a. I watched that game and I had no fear that we would lose that game. Was it because Leicester was really poor, or was it because we played well? I felt like it's more Leicester. I just didn't see a threat for them until they were 3-0 down. But I just felt like we controlled the game and we didn't even have to play well, Owen, which is a good
Mm,
sign. You know,
yeah.
it wasn't our most scintillating performance. I think the Real Sociedad game was a better performance as a team than this game. But it was just pleasing that I didn't have to worry about, oh, if would we score a goal in the first half, or will they if they scored first, what would happen? Was I had none of those concerns, and I think it's a reflection of the team now slowly, not getting carried away, understanding his system, and he's now has a settled and the manager now has a settled team ish.
Mm.
So that's where I am. But there's a couple of players I want to talk to you about, Owen. But do you sort of agree with what my initial point on that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you were at the game obviously on Thursday, and I kind of was just talking about it with Dan there that it does feel like maybe it's just the last couple of games or a few games before that that there is this kind of feeling that they kind of are starting to understand what he wants, understand the system. And maybe it's like you said, because of the settled team or just the repetitiveness of doing it over and over and over and over again. But there is this element of understanding. And to be fair to Ruben Amorim, he did say that that would come over time, didn't he? He said that will come. They'll understand. They'll be able to change from a back three into a flat back five, or at some points in the game, a back four. Like there is that versatility that was maybe not there 3 or 4 games ago. And that's allowing us to be more attacking, certainly.
Yeah, and one of my criticism of the manager was that he doesn't. I could not see him coaching the players to become better, especially a couple of games ago when we were losing like 2-0, 3-0, and no attack. For example, Bruno Fernandes genuinely is the best. I know it's just short space of time, Owen. So the sample size got a bit bitter, but I can't remember a better form of run that Bruno's had in the last 2-3 games than in the last 4 seasons under Ollie. I mean, I can't remember a time under Eric Ten Hag where Bruno was this influential. Can you? I mean, yeah, I'm a very critical person, Bruno, because he's a senior person and he's our captain. But I can't fault the guy. He's becoming more measured, and that's the thing I like about Bruno most. He's becoming more responsible, measured person. He's not doing his Hollywood passes as much as he used to, and he's ironically, even though he can be the person who spits the dummy out, so to speak, and be quite petulant, I'm not seeing any of that in his last
Yeah.
performances. So
Yeah.
that has to come down from the coach. It's not just Bruno just realizing, oh, I've got to do this. I think it's the coach and the manager saying to him, right, you've got to act like this now. So credit to the manager.
Yeah, no, I agree. Huge credit to the manager. I mean, he's involved in everything today. Of course, he gets his goal, but he's involved in everything else. Højlund scores, Garnacho scores. Is that exactly what Højlund needed? I mean, Thursday, of course, like I said, you were there. A lot of people said coming out of that game that he did everything but score on Thursday. Do you think he deserved his goal today?
Absolutely, but you could see, even though I was quite critical on the Thursday game, there was because he did the assist. I just felt like he should have got a goal, but that finisher win, that's a finish of a striker who's is going to come on form. It's a shame that we got the international break coming on, but and I know it was against Leicester, people could say, but that's not an easy finish. The way he sort of pinged that into the bottom right hand corner of the keeper. So well done to Holland. I just hope he can sort of key that momentum into the international break, comes out unscathed, and then we need, to be frank, we need people like Højlund and Garnacho and Xerxes to be playing well if we've got any chance in the Europa League against Lyon, because they are a physical team. But the only sad note is, and I probably jinxed it when I put the super chat in. I don't remember the super chat about Aiden Heaven. Owen, I want to talk to you about this guy. I mean, I genuinely had never heard of him. I've said that to you in the last match, full-time view. I'm watching him play. He's a seasoned professional. He's just so calm on the ball, and especially in the first half where he dropped the shoulder, bring the ball up, and runs into midfield, passes the ball. I was just so excited for him, and I'm just hoping that I don't know if you heard anything about the injury, but I just hope it's just not a serious is, because he's a positive for the future, absolutely, and such a good player. The fact that we paid him £1.5 million, that's a fantastic value for money.
Yeah, great value for money. I mean, Ruben Amram said, we have to evaluate during the week. He's a young kid. He doesn't know how to explain what he's feeling. It's hard for us to know. He's a bit calm now, but we have to assess in the week. But certainly it didn't look good. But you're right. It was so unfortunate just because he's a young player, but also because he was playing so well. So hopefully it's not as bad as we fear. Big up, Amanor. Appreciate you calling in as always. Like I said, he was on good behavior tonight. Amanor was on good behavior. You never know what you're going to get with him. But channel 906, he wasn't on. 906 wasn't on this evening. No pillow talk, just normal business Amanor. With the headset. Good. But then I say that I'm sure a super chat will come in that will be like, Amanor, I don't know what planet you've typed that from, but we'll see. It's the show's still young. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Lil Yo-Yo. With the googly eyes, of course. First of all, this is unrelated to the game. I know you're a person of influence over at La Reclasia, and I don't know if you saw Kevin Gary's behavior at the top of the Match View stream. I thought it was diabolical. I thought his behavior to try and avoid charges was nothing short of a disgrace, what he was doing. And that needs to be picked up on his channel at some point next week. That needs to be picked up. The way he was dodging to do a punishment, he was avoiding accountability. He got children involved to said, can you please forgive my daddy? No. And he knows he's wrong.
With Reckless Court, and we can discuss this further.
Yes, and I said about punishment, and he openly refused. He said, I'm not going to do one. He said, I won't do a hot chip challenge. I won't do it.
We can look into that. Owen.
I think it's disgraceful. Sure. I think it's disgraceful behavior. Shocking, but going to the game, what did you make of this evening?
Comfortable performance, routine 3-point game, even though that's not been the case this whole season. Shame about Aiden Heaven. Really, really composed performance before that criminal Patson Daka did what he did. If I see you outside Patson Daka, I need 5 minutes.
That's it. Only 5.
We got things to do, man. We got.
I was going to say, you back yourself in 5. You back yourself in 5 minutes, don't you?
We might make it 2 minutes.
Yeah. 5's quite long, actually. That's one UFC round. That's championship round.
It's personal, mate. It's personal, mate. That's why I need 5 minutes. But Bruno Fernandes.
Little Yo in a dark alley with his googly eyes. That's the
Oh my gosh.
But Bruno Fernandes, yes, Bruno Fernandes.
The guy who apparently is the problem, yeah?
Yeah.
He's apparently a net negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what has he been doing? Scoring, assisting, being the man, taking it by the scruff of the neck, just going for it. That's my captain. All you football scholars that are telling me, no, but he loses the ball. Oh no, but he does this, he does that. Listen, look at it from where we are right now. Without him, we'd be where Leicester are right now in that relegation zone. Factually.
I knew Amanor was going to do something like this, man.
Oh,
when I was praising him too much for being.
I've just seen it.
When I said he was going to be doing something that wasn't crazy, he says Amanor with super chat says Lil Yo needs 5 minutes with Daco for man-to-man love.
I mean, it's not Daco, but okay, no.
Amanor, like,
it's criminal.
It's got to go straight back to 906. That's even higher probably on the channels. I mean, that's not even Amanor. I mean, how'd you follow that one? Højlund scored. Is he going to score more goals now because he scored, or is there more to be seen from him?
Let's hope so. We're actually using Højlund to his traits now. He's actually running off the channel slightly, and we're actually giving him this ball into space so that he can actually shoot. Let's hope we continue that, because using him as a target man was a mistake that both Amram and Ten Hag were doing this season. And now that we don't do that, I think we're seeing a better all-round player, but the guy needs time, man. And for me personally, if he goes on loan next season, I would be all for it, because I think we need better. But I can see why we have him, but just never use him as a target man, please. That's all I would say.
Yeah, no, that's true. Big up, Lil Yo, and I will be in touch because KG, this is
we will talk. We will talk.
This is outrageous, outrageous. Big up, Lil Yo. I appreciate you as always. Oh no, I read out that super chat from Amanor. That's not coming back on the screen again, Amanor. I feel like I'm on the way to being cancelled for reading that one out. I've got a career. We are how many likes are we at? We are nearly at 140 likes. Let's get to 200. If you haven't already, click the like button and be sure to subscribe as well whilst you're at it. Road to 190k. We're less than 100 subscribers to go actually to 190k. So now's the time to subscribe if you haven't already. Where are we going to go to next? Let's go with more positivity. Show. Last time we spoke, you were being positive. Are you still feeling positive tonight? Another win, more goals. Højlund and Garnacho scoring, Bruno scoring again. Things are all right.
Yeah, I mean, look, today's performance was good enough. I don't think we were as good today as we were against Sociedad, but then again, Leicester are a really, really terrible team. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, in fact, if you look at our 5 of the 6, we've now played all the promoted teams home and away. We've scored 3 goals in 5 of those 6 matches, actually, which, considering how bad we are, shows how bad the promoted teams are, because we've actually not played well against many of them. So,
yeah.
Today, the finishing was just on point, because I don't think we created that many, like, clear-cut chances. But, like, if you look at the way Højlund, Garnacho, and especially Bruno took all their goals, yeah, it was brilliant finishing. And, yeah, I guess the only blot on the game was the Aiden Heaven injury, which, given that they didn't show a replay, makes me think it's one of 2 things, either ligament or it's a leg break. So either one's not good. Either one basically means he's out for the rest of the year. He's not even going to be back for the start of next season, which is such a shame because obviously young player, he's only just started to play for Man United and was playing really well actually last couple of games and also today. So yeah, it's a shame for him actually. It's kind of really sad to see, and obviously just adds to the injury list for us because we've got like a whole back 4, back 5 out now. It just gets worse and worse. It's like we get players back and then more just get injured. So, I mean, international breaks probably come at a good time for us because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Yoro, Maguire and Kobe should all be back after the international break. But
so. And Mason Mount was on the bench. Don't forget that show. He was on the bench. Mason Mount didn't come on, but you know.
But that's the thing that worried. He didn't come on. So I'm just thinking like it's a bit weird that he's on the bench. I thought, especially at the end when he was like 2-0 up, I thought he might have come on and just even given him 10 minutes. But the fact that Amrim's kind of even scared to give him 10 minutes just shows that how much in cotton wool we've got to wrap this guy. So yeah, when he does eventually get minutes, let's hope he doesn't break down again. But we're gonna need him just because of the lack of personnel. I mean, unfortunately, I do want to shout out 2 Hall of Shame performances today. The 2 players that are gonna leave on free this summer, so I'm not gonna be too angry about it, and that's Lindelof and Eriksson. I thought Lindelof especially. Bloody hell! I mean, I don't know if that guy won a duel today. I think he might have lost every single duel today. Lindelof, it was bloody awful, but and actually,
Eriksson was worse. I mean, I tell you now, Eriksson.
Really? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
To be fair, it's not much competition between them both. Like
no, you're right. It was a competition between them 2 of who could be worse, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, you could make a case of either of them being as bad as each other. But again, it's one of them things where it's like 2025. We've got Lindelof and Eriksson starting together for us at the same time. It says a lot, right? So, I mean, maybe it also shows how bad Leicester are that we can beat them with them 2 starting and playing like that. So. Yeah, no, it's a good performance, but we had to win today, not because obviously we're aiming for anything in the league, but I mean, Fleck read the fixtures out after the international break. It gets a bit peak for us. I can't lie. So Forest away, I mean, they don't barely even concede a goal at home, let alone lose at home. And then City at home, Newcastle. I actually think City at home is our best chance of getting 3 points in those fixtures, given how they've been.
Yeah, I was going to say it's funny with City, isn't it? Because they drew against Brighton yesterday, and you just every time you think they're going to bounce back, they kind of don't. And you watch them, you go, oh, they're not actually, they're not great. And actually, at home, atmosphere, yeah, we could get something out of that game. Even as bad as we are, we could still get something out of that game.
100%. I think Newcastle away is the one where I'm just like not right off, but ever since we beat them in the League Cup a few years ago, they proper have it in for us, and we barely even score a goal against them. So. Yeah, the fixtures get a bit bad after international break, and obviously we're not getting a lot of players back, which is annoying because we've got the Europa League sandwiched in between those 3 tough games as well. So how are we going to rotate the squad with the limited squad that we have? It's going to cause a lot of I mean, I assume that's why Xerxes didn't start today, right? But
Yeah.
and I
Can't,
think this was the
can't because
difference.
he was dropped. If it can't
No,
because you know what I mean.
no,
Yeah.
no chance, no chance. I mean, you see the difference, right? I mean, even the lack of the natural left wing back, and even the Harry Amas came on and was nothing. It was good. It just shows that when you have like the right players in the right positions, the balance is different. And obviously, I've got to mention Dorgo will be back after international break as well. That'll be a big boost. So yeah. So I mean, it's just one of them things. The league is a weird thing. Whenever I watch league games now, I'm just I don't really know how to react. If that makes sense. Like even when we win, I'm like, oh, we won. Where are we? Oh, we're 13th. Oh,
We're still in and around that same place.
It's like one of them things. It's like, oh, so are we even close to 10th? Oh, 7 points. Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's one of them things that you enjoy the win in isolation, but in the bigger picture, you're like, bloody hell, like, we're really not going anywhere, anywhere soon. So, yeah, it's a good win today, but international break now. So, yeah, let's just see what happens after that.
Exactly. At least it's not going to be a negative one, hopefully. Well, we wait and see. The media is the media. Big up, show. Appreciate you calling in as always. If you bothered, in La Liga, Atletico 2-1 up against Barcelona. Did they just score? Yeah, they did. Or was that a highlight from earlier on? They're 2-1 up. So, yeah, there you go. That game's on at the moment. We are less than 30 likes away from 200 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button and be sure to subscribe as well. Whilst you're at it, let's go to another call. Let's go to some wisdom. Uncle, how are you feeling after that game? Back-to-back victories? What wisdom have you got for me?
Yes, more back to back and whatever Yo-Yo and Daka will be getting into. Anyways, on to more important.
What was it? Uncle, the man literally was on for a matter of seconds and back-to-back, and he already dropped in a Yo-Yo and Daka reference. Right? That's Uncle. That's a warning. It's a warning. We'll go back to it. It's a warning. Continue.
Just see all these matters. Let us live. Okay, let bygone be bygone. Let us
Yes.
focus.
Yeah.
Manchester United. You see I think this performance is the one that I wasn't when as the game was going on, I was getting a bit frustrated, and I was asking my United to press and press, But these type of games are actually needed. You understand? We need to have games like this where we play teams and we don't really go out of the second gear and we still win comfortably. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is what I came to terms with. This is one of those games, you don't need to over exert yourself. Keep it simple, calm the ball down. Opportunities will come. You will score your goal. The match will finish. You take your trades, and you go home. You know,
Yeah.
and the fact that it was a stark contrast from what we played during the week. You know, that game was high intensity. We kept pushing and pushing. This game, it was more calm down, keep the ball, don't just contain the game, and when you get your opportunity, you score. These are the type of things that we need. I'm so glad we got like the Grammarians will say we got a taste of heaven, even though Dakar didn't let us stay in the heavenly experience, but we got a taste of heaven. And that boy, for 1 million, that is what Everton wanted to charge us 50 million for during the summer.
Do
Because
any of us deserve credit for that kind of transfer? Is that something that they do?
oh
deserve
yes,
legitimate praise for?
oh yes, if you criticize them for transfers, you should praise them for transfers.
Okay.
We cannot speak out of both sides of our mouths. The same, and we criticize them for one or two. When the good one comes in, the fantastic player, confident with the ball, you know, it's not a one-off. He did it during the midweek. He's doing it. He did it today, before he had to leave, and I think this underlines that thing that we are talking about, the players getting used to the system. You know,
Yes.
before Heaven came in, I think the last match it was Euro, and Euro got injured, and Heaven came in and slot into that position, and is playing fantastic. And this is the big idea. When players begin to understand the system, one person can slot into that position for another person and still play well. We don't have the full complement of players to slot into each other's positions, but the players are generally beginning to understand what they need to do in positions and the style of play and all that. And I think it's very fantastic for the team. It is very very fantastic. And you see that thing that KG did before the match start. I watched it live and direct. How would you bring children? You put children in front of the firing squad.
Yes.
Look at.
I mean, I'm
You
glad
put
you
children
brought
on the line of fire.
Yeah, I'm
But
glad you
what is
brought it up.
that nonsense?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was emotional
That is
blackmail.
not. That is his British. That is his British side. That is not his African side. Let us have it very clear. We do not put our children out there to. We stand up as men and face the consequences of our action. He brought his
Are you
daughter
saying?
to
Are
apologize.
you are you saying that he embarrassed Africans with
No,
his
no, no. That
behavior?
is not his African nature. It's because he has stayed in the UK for too long. That is why he's doing like this. It is not the African in him. You understand? I just want to make it clear.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Yeah, big up. It was. It wasn't his African side. Do you understand? I understand. And a final. Well, I'm glad he brought it up because I'm not letting it go. In fact, Louis, if you're still watching, Joe Blackman, if you're watching, go to the beginning of that stream, clip it, even if you've got to do it in sections or what have you. That footage should be playing on an episode of what's it called? Reckless Thoughts, Reckless Breakfast, whatever it's called. That needs to be playing on his channel this week because Uncle's right. He's bang out. It's kind of already got lost what he was doing on the Friday, which was bang out of order. And then he tried to blame me because I didn't call him back when he was already late. He was already late. He said we record at 4. It was 4:05. I called him. Where are you? I'm just leaving DR now. You're meant to be here. And I went, well, I'll call Flex. I've got to figure out what we've got to do here. And then I sent him a voice note. So I did get back to him. And his thing is, you didn't call me. And then he's also going, I was in the car for like 2 hours. Could have got the voice note then, couldn't you? Could have done. Apparently not. Apparently not. And then to make it worse, he said, I'm taking accountability for it, but he refused to do any kind of punishment. And then he got children on the stream, his niece and his daughter, and said, can you forgive my daddy? That is emotional blackmail. It is disgraceful behavior. And he said he'd never do a hot chip challenge again. And yet he's asking Mark N to do it. You know, he said Mark N's banned from the channel. Maybe he should be banned from his own channel. You know, he banned Mark N for lying, and KG's now lying. Can you believe the hypocrisy of what is going on? I tell you what, an Owen takeover of KG that comedian or KG's Reckless Sport is happening. Cancel it. Owen's Reckless Sport coming soon this week. I will sue him and take his channel for everything. It will be mine. Owen Reckless Sport coming soon. March of 2025. Going to be a big international break. I'm going to see him soon, actually, KG. Well, yeah, exactly. And the theme song will be me singing Drop a Bomb, Bomb, Bomb. I'm singing it all. That'll be me. I'll take it over. KG, no one, any reference to KG on that channel will be gone completely. Owen Reckless Sports. Owen Not So Reckless Sports. Owen Polite Sports coming soon. Owen Sports with Manners and No Lies coming soon. Exactly. That's coming. Yeah, exactly. Like when WCW hijacked WWF. That's what it's going to be. Yeah, Uncle. Yeah, you even got the child to do the song. Pattern of behavior. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case. Disgraceful. We hit 200 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button and be sure to subscribe as well. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Channel Boy Comics. Channel Boy Comics. What did you make? Another victory. We're making a good habit of this. We won again in the Premier League now. I think we're unbeaten in 4 in the Prem, unbeaten in 4 in all comps, I think, in a row.
Yep.
Are the players starting to get used to this? Are we starting to see positive signs, more positive signs?
How's it going, Owen? Doing well. Owen Polite Sports has a good ring to it, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Coming soon.
Yeah, the ops, right? So basically, I think the team is playing with more confidence. That being said, it was against Leicester. So how I view this game is just that we did what we're meant to do. This is how you're meant to tackle teams that you're sort of like better than, just on paper, is that you just go out there, you do the job, and you leave with 3 points and a clean sheet. So in that regard, I feel like a lot of people, had to play at a good level for us to get to this point. That being said, there were some standouts. I think Bruno, as everyone mentioned, was phenomenal. And it's not just his goal. It's not just his assist. It's everything. He was so disciplined, in the middle. We've had Roy Keane mention stuff. And then Amarim came out and said sometimes he needs to trust his teammates, to effectively not have to cover the whole ground. And he was a lot more disciplined in the middle of the park, which brought stability to the team. So he has turned that corner over the last few games. And, long may it continue. He's our best player on his day, right? So I'm glad that he's, stepping up and showing that level of leadership. And hopefully, if as we go on, for the rest of the season, he keeps that level of performance, and then we can win big games and potentially climb up the table and hopefully win Europa League. Addition to that, I think Matthijs de Ligt was really good today. I've been critical is too strong maybe, but I've been unconvinced by him only because I feel sometimes, or a lot of times, he's very off balance when he plays. He almost seems like he's always falling. He's prone to errors sometimes. That being said, today was a huge performance from him. The one moment that I want to just give my plaudits to him is when he had that 2v1 situation. And the hardest thing as a defender in that situation is not committing at all. You have to just stay in that zone of uncertainty for as long as possible, and then when the moment comes, you have to attack. And he did that to perfection. So he was integral in keeping our clean sheet. And with football, you never know, maybe one goal turns the whole tide around, and there's momentum, and we might come away with drawing that game. Garnacho also was very, very good today. Again, very disciplined in his decision making, yet still maintaining that aggression and threat. So I really liked his performance. And finally, the man of the moment for today, Rasmus Højlund, who broke his streak. Before the game, I was, as Flex, I didn't know if Flex had said it as well, because maybe I missed it in the stream, but I was trying to I put it in the comments. I told my friends, this is Rasmus. He's going to score and United are going to win. Why? Because this fixture, I believe, as I've mentioned before, I'm both a realist when it comes to football, but I'm also a idealist as well. I believe in the cosmic justice of football, and this fixture was a very heavy with narratives of consecutive. Right, we had Ruud van Nistelrooy with the most consecutive goals broken by Vardy in the Premier League. It was like 10-11, both managing each other. Oh, he's former manager, Vardy starting. Then you had Rasmus Højlund, who had 6 consecutive goals, and the youngest player to ever do it, who was also in this game. And then you also had Leicester with 7 consecutive losses without a goal. So this consecutive thing was happening, and Højlund came into this game with consecutive games without a goal. And I was like, something consecutive is going to get broken today. And so, the fact that Højlund scored, I think was really cool. So I know this is a little bit of woo-woo, a little bit of juju, but I just thought it was really fun and really serendipitous. So the fact that Højlund scored, I think I was really happy with him. And hopefully, I like the way the goal came from him running the channels, which I think, and I've said a long time, is his strength. And Amarim, as time has sort of gone on, we're playing a lot earlier long balls, towards the back line a ton more than when he first came in. And I think that's suiting Rasmus Højlund, or it could suit Rasmus Højlund going forward. So if we play to our team's strengths, he mentioned the whole thing about Casemiro playing in that, more of a deeper block as opposed to high pressing. So we can adjust within the players we have. And then when we get a new transfer window, we can then, improve and play more closer to his ideal style. But for now, I think this has benefited our team. So I'm really just happy overall.
Yep, happy overall. Another win. We go into an international break with positivity.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we go from here, do you think? I mean, obviously, we'll get some players back. You know, obviously, really disappointing about Aiden Heaven.
Oh,
but, you know, is there a little bit of a, you know, flurry to end the season with, do you think?
You know what? We've talked about false dawns. This feels good, but the next 5 fixtures are pretty intense. You know, the 3 in the league and then Lyon. So I feel like we should revisit this conversation after we've had those 5 games. That being said, I think there's a little bit on every in every game where we can take something from. You know, Man City's struggling. You know, it could be the Newcastle hangover, as people have mentioned. Lyon, we have an old boy in Matic who's running that midfield and a bunch of athletic players. So it's going to be really tough. But I think overall we should be a better team than Lyon, right? So I hope we do it. I can't hang my hat on the fact that we've turned the corner. All I can say is that we have a lot more players who are, you know, playing more confidently. That being said, we are looking very, very light in the back with you know, Heaven going out. So that's going to be a struggle. I thought he was having a magnificent game. And I know I was like, he's raw, but he still has a lot of class to him. And, you know, it almost felt like him and De Ligt were defending. Like, number one, they were the experienced center backs out of the Lindelof, pairing. Heaven was almost babysitting Lindelof. And then they were also defending for their lives, knowing that Onana was in goal. So they were like, we're not going to even make Onana make one save. So he was playing really well. So if you talk about where we go from here, I think it all hinges on fitness, because God forbid if Bruno, you know, goes out or someone, our team just is very, very light. So can we, you know, take those steps? I believe we can, based on ability. I think it will be difficult, you know, in terms of availability of players. That's why I actually want to give props to Amarim for today, how he rotated his team a little bit. I think it's essential, you know, if we're going to, you know, go through those 5 fixtures, you know, with positive, you know, returns. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. Big up Chalaboy Comics. Appreciate you calling in. A couple of things coming out of the game from Ruben Amorim on, a couple of things from, first of all, on Aiden Heaven. Tyrone Marshall for the Manchester Evening News is saying that Aiden Heaven just left the King Power Stadium with his foot in a protective boot, but he was walking out unaided, which is, I think, actually a positive there. No, that still could be a thing. Oh, Barcelona come back. I think it was 2-0 down. They've just scored to make it 3-2. Fucking hell. That is unbelievable. Yamal scored. It's because he was at SmackDown on Friday. That's why he watched Randy Orton hit an RKO and he went, I'm going to do it on Saturday or Sunday, in Atleti. What a comeback. Unbelievable. 2-0 down. I was like, what, like 70 odd minutes now? 92nd minute, 3-2. What a comeback. So Aiden Heaven, yes, left the stadium in a protective boot, but he was walking unaided, which actually that's really, really positive, because it looked like it was going to be a thing where out for the rest of the season kind of vibes, which he still might, but there was concern about end of 2024. It's a big deflection. Big deflection. Make your own luck, mate. Ruben Amorim also have a quote on Nusay Mazraoui. It says, Nusay Mazraoui is dead. He's fasting and playing all the minutes. He is amazing. It was a bit of a dramatic start to that quote, wasn't it? Wasn't there? Bloody hell. Ruben, he's out on his feet, you know. Yeah. But again, that is tough. He's been playing every single game, fasting, and still right centre back, left centre back, wing back, what have you. 30 million quid. And this is where I always say about Ineos. You criticize them for the things that they've done badly. Obviously, there's lots, it's easy. But there are legitimately some things where you go, look, that summer transfer window, we're now talking about how Xerxes actually an important player for us, right? We're like, Xerxes, suddenly that signing actually looks all right, 35 million. Mazraoui, 13 million. De Ligt, was it late 30, close to 40 million? They're not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Joe Blackman. Joe, can you help me with this KG situation, please? Can you help me with this KG situation?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Owen. I've only called in for this particular reason. Like glory, Man United and all that, obviously. But I've got work to do in a minute. But what I need to tell you is, if we're gonna make this happen, is Owen the Sons back in business for next week?
Yes, I can commit to that. Yes, I can.
100%. Listen,
I commit to that.
The Owen takeover will happen. The Owen takeover will happen. We'll just talk, we'll converse, and it will happen. That's all I wanted to know.
Yep, I am in. I will take the thing over. And the only way he gets his channel back is by doing a punishment. That's maybe the thing. That's maybe the way out around it, because he's openly refusing to do a punishment.
Owen, don't lay it out on the air. Yeah, we'll set it up, and then you can knock him down. Okay, right?
Yeah,
don't worry. We'll set it up, and you can knock him down. All right?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, that's all I wanted to know.
Yeah.
We're setting it up. See you soon.
See you soon. There you go. Joe Blaze sorted. Watch that soon. He's in massive trouble, because if I know someone that's got keys to the kingdom, then he's in big trouble. You have no idea what I'm capable of. That could be channel might be off the air. There you go, guys. That's the full-time view for you this evening. Big up to everyone. Appreciate those that called in. Appreciate those who I couldn't get to. There's still quite a few people I see beneath. We'll get to you next time. What's on tap tomorrow? We've got morning view, Flex and myself, 9 a.m. Red carpet tomorrow, 7 p.m. Flex, KG, myself, James, Marcel, hopefully internet permitting. Minna maybe, but we'll have red carpet tomorrow. Dev as well. We'll have a red carpet. Emmy, that is good. That is, I hadn't even thought of anything like that. Because if his thing is, I'm not doing a hot chip, Maybe there could be some kind of, and I'm not talking one stream. I'm talking for like rest of the month, rest of the international break. He has to wear like a Ric Flair wig. Or like even if he has like, like Hulk Hogan has the bandana, he's got the little thing coming out from under his hat. That's quite good, That's quite good. And if anyone asks him in the stream, the rule in any of the future, because he has to wear it for every stream. Doesn't have to necessarily do it when he's going DR or whatever, but any future stream, 4-2 Barcelona. But if he has to do it for all the streams he does between now and the end of the month, and if he doesn't, then the clock resets. So it'll be 2 weeks, clock resets. And on top of that, if someone asks him, why are you wearing that hair? He's not allowed to talk about it. His response has to be every time, I can't talk about it. That's all. That has to be his response every time. I can't talk about it. And they go, okay, why can't you talk about it? I just can't talk about it. I like that, MA. I like that a lot. And if he does that, I will forgive him. He also has to do the show because he has to legitimately make up a show for us. But I like that. I like that a lot. Well, I've got work to do, apparently. I've got a lot of work to do. Big up to everyone that's tuned in. Stay tight for all of the stuff coming. I'm literally, my mind is racing now. My mind is racing. For all of the content coming, fan views, player ratings, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. I'm out of here.